Hello, I'm Liz and I'm at home. So welcome to Liz at Home, my channel, where we'll be playing with lots of different art stuff and having lots of fun. This is Liz at Home. I'll be coloring today. I've got an image by Raen that I bought at Etsy. I'll pop the details in underneath so you can see any links should you be keen on getting this. I hope this makes the light better. I'm a bit new to this, so we live and learn, and I hope it will go okay. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do the whole picture with Copics or just the skin, but we'll start with the skin today and move ahead. So I'm going to be starting with a base coat of E000. But let's just go for it. So I do not profess to be a great colorist by any manner of means, but I just thought it would be fun to start a channel, have a bit of a chat and share with people. I've recently set up this channel, and this is the first picture that I'm doing by Raen. And I think her face that she's drawn here is so beautiful. This Copic is dry, so I think, never mind, I'll just suffer through. I'm sorry about the sound. I'm doing this on actual marker paper that I bought from the Coloring Bliss print shop. I bought a paper sampler from them. I'll pop those details in as well, and I really love this paper. I'll be back soon. I'm going to go and fill up my pen, which appears to be empty. Oh, that's better. You can usually tell when the ink is running out because it starts to make that awful screechy noise. So I always do a full base coat of this color. This is a grayscale picture, which helps one because it shows you where all the shadows should be. I'm not always a huge fan of grayscale, but I do find for faces that it's quite helpful. So I think I'm going to pop a bit of music on and continue coloring this base coat, and we'll chat again just now. So I've more or less done the face, and I'm going to be doing the neck and the hand. As you can see, the face is a little bit blotchy, but this never bothers me too much on the first coat because we'll be doing a number more coats, and yeah, that's just the way of it. So I'm going to try not to go over the little gremlin kitty cat's fur. I'm quite nervous about this fur because it's not something I'm that great at. How is everybody today? I'm here in Cape Town in South Africa, and it's a beautiful day today, if somewhat cold because it's the middle of winter here in the Southern Hemisphere. So I'd be interested to hear if you'd like to post in the comments if there's something that you'd particularly like to see on the channel. My hope is that I can share various things, things like unboxing. I subscribe to Paletful Packs, and I subscribe at the moment to Scrawler Box, as well as what's the other ones? Art Snacks. I recently joined up to they've brought out a new box, which is a premier box, and I recently subscribed to that. Living here in good old South Africa, unfortunately, the mail takes forever to arrive. So I've seen a whole lot of unboxings already of Palette for Packs July, and I just recently received my June box. I have not received my June Art Snacks box. I did receive Scrawler box for June. It was a fabulous box with some lovely yummy watercolors. I don't know, this pen doesn't seem to want to fill nicely and become juicy. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I apologize for the squeaky, squeaky, squeaky noise. So basically, for me, this part of the coloring is quite relaxing because you just go over it all. And it's like good old childish coloring. You don't have to worry too much. At least I don't. Maybe if I did, things would turn out better. I'm not sure. There we are. So I've done the first coat with the E000. Now what I do is I am going to use E00, and I'm going to go around some of the shadows. And it will be quite broad lines, but don't worry. And I think this is something that I learned when I did a Kit and Clowder class, and that's something I would highly recommend if anybody is keen to take a coloring class or Kit and Clowder. They run absolutely fantastic classes. So here we go. I'm doing quite a broad, and the lady that runs the Kit and Clowder classes, Elise Keegan, is a fabulous artist and really teaches. I am not attempting to teach because what I know about art is probably quite dangerous. I'm simply sharing things I do and hope you enjoy watching. So with the grayscale, it's nice because you can just follow all the little bits where it looks grey, that the artist's done all this hard work for you. This is interesting to me because I never know how to shade cheeks, and I see she doesn't really go in so much. It's almost like a little V there. Sorry about my horrible South African accent. I think we do have one of the most unattractive accents in the world. Although, having said that, when I watch a TV program with American actors or British actors and they try to do a South African accent, it never actually sounds South African to me. So I think they should do a bit more study. And then the little shading here, and under the nostril, and in this little funny bubble thing that we all have under our noses, and then the shadow there. Now the neck shading. Now I want to just go around the face here as well, because there would be some shading at the side of the face. It's a little bit of shadow. And interestingly enough, look at that, I forgot to do the ears. Oh dear. And then also this kitty cat is lying in front of the little ear, is lying in front of the face. So I will put some shadow there, which hopefully will help create a little bit of depth, and a little shadow around the lips. The lips, there we go, and around Puddy Tat. I'm not sure if he's a kind putty tat or not. He looks very sad, doesn't he? Poor thing. Okay, so now there's this shadow here. And in we go with it. This one is nice and juicy, but I took the nib out and I poured the refill into it in this E00. Wondering if I should do that with my E000. I might try it when I'm off camera. All the grey bits there. And then there's shadow here on the hand. And shadow there. And I'm going to create some with a little bit of where the these things, can't remember what you call joints, go in. Just create a bit of shadow there. And then I think I'm going to also create a bit of shadow underneath the hand, because the hand is again on top of her neck. And let's do a little bit around the hair there and little paw. Okie dokie. Now I'm going back to my E000 to do the ear that I forgot. Sorry, lady, that I forgot your ear. See, she's got some gold bands there, which I may end up doing with gel pen. I don't know how other people feel. I often feel almost guilty with my absolute enjoyment of using gel pens. I love the feel of them when they go down, if they're nice and juicy, and I do love some glitter. But I know all the best colorists tend to never use gel pens. Still, I'm not a best colorist, I'm me, and going to be happy with that. Back to E00 and the shading, can you see that? And the shading in the ear, here we go. And just a bit around there. So, okay, good. So here we are again. I just had a little break because my battery on my phone ran out. I'm back with E000. I just need to check that that's there. I need this back a bit. There we go. Going to fill this one in. There we go. I reckon it's time for me to watch a YouTube video on filling Copics, because somehow or other this one is not being very successful no matter what I do. There we are, and that's got a bit of a line, so I'm just now I'm going to use E21 again for some more shadows. same process as before. Check it is the color I wanted. So again, up at the top, all of this gives a bit more depth. To the picture. And I want to cover the actual grey. I hope this does the trick. That's why I chose this slightly darker one. And that kind of V of shading. Cover that shading there. And go in with the dark where the ear is. And again turning that around. So I think I'll put on some music while I carry on colouring now. Time for tea. I'm having a yogi tea. I'm having, what is it? It's called mint, lime mint. There we are, lime mint. I really love it. Yogi tea is not that readily available in South Africa, but I managed to find some. Oh, that was good. All right, back we come. Now, I'm back to my E000, and what I'm going to do is go over the lines that we just made, these, and come out with them a little bit more. And that kind of softens the edge, if you're lucky. I have found that this works best on marker paper. I've done it with ordinary paper, but it absolutely eats up your Copic, all the marker ink. So now we've got a whole lot here that we want to come in as well and bring this out. So you soften that line and bring it out. And go over the whole thing there. Go over the whole thing and soften it and bring it out. Bring it out. From there, bring it out. Bring that out. Bring it out. And then bring that out. And what that does is, because you're going over the shadows, it softens the edge line, but you can see the little highlight still remains. Bring that out, going over the shadows again. And there. And I'm going to turn this around. I find it really hard trying to color in a certain way when the paper's not correct. My grandson's at school and he was coloring with me one day. He's little still, he was in grade 2 now, and it was when he was in grade 1 and he was learning writing and things like that. And I was coloring and I turned the paper and he said, "Oh, Nana, we're not allowed to turn the paper. We have to leave it exactly as it is." And I don't know, how do other people find this? Because I find I always turn my paper. Really find it hard to keep the paper in one position. I watch some YouTubers, fantastic artists, and how they seem to be able to do things in all kinds of positions. That sounded a bit naughty, didn't mean that, but ha ha. Sorry. Here we go. So I'm going over it all here again. And squeaking. I hope I'm not giving people a lovely South African word we use called grille, which means kind of shivers. Unpleasant shivers. And I think we need more ink in here. This is becoming quite irritating.